I feel like there's a lot of, I don't want to say arguments necessarily, but disagreement, let's say, in the Star Wars fandom as to how exactly do you go about watching Star Wars. And this all came about because Mr. Cosplay Alliance himself had never watched Star Wars before. If you want to see his story of why he had never watched Star Wars before and his thoughts on the first movie, go check out his video on his channel, Cosplay Alliance YouTube channel. All that to say that somebody gave him an order in which to watch the movie, which is wrong. It's not the right order to watch them in.
Someone's opinionated.
But let's go down the list. Jeff, how do you think you're supposed to watch Star Wars? I feel like the main disagreement is, should you watch it chronologically, as in from the beginning of the story to the end of the story, or should you watch it in order that they came out? So 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, Rogue One, etc., etc., or a combination of both. Who wants to start?
I think what's funny is this comes up everywhere because it's pretty common in literature too. If there's a book series, they'll put like the fourth book will be a prequel book. Mm-hmm. And they'll ask the author themselves, like, what order should we read them in? And what does the author say every single effing time?
Up to you.
No, typically publication.
Oh, really? Okay.
Almost every time, because they're using that to backfill story that you already know. So if you start with the prequel books, there's going to be references you're not going to understand. The same way if you were to start with episode 1 and then go through all 9, I think there's probably going to be references early on that you're not going to get. They'll pay off in the long run, but it wasn't meant to be. It wasn't shot. It wasn't filmed that way. It wasn't meant to be viewed in that order, or it would have been shot and filmed in that order. So for me, it's based on, in this case, not publication, but release. So,
and I think the payoff, like you said, it pays off in the long run, I think is the key there, right? Is you can watch it in chronological order, but if you watch it in order they were filmed, you get that payoff because you've heard of those things and then you get to see them. Anyway.
Yeah.
So I have 2 different answers for this.
Yeah.
I think if you're watching it for the very first time and you've never seen them before, then I would go by release date. Mm-hmm. Whereas, like, after you've seen them, it doesn't really matter. You can go 1, 2, 3, Rogue One, and so on. But I definitely think that if you're watching it for the first time, I would go 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, etc.
Damn it. And I thought we were going to disagree here today. All right. Well, thanks everybody for watching. That'll be it for today. Hope you enjoyed the show. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Yeah. So again, we're getting some. So Nicole Boland is saying, I typically do publication for any series, books, movies, etc. So yeah, me too. Bakari says, tough call. The I am your father moment gets lost if you start with episode 1. Agreed.
Well, that's the thing, right?
Yeah.
Especially for kids. I don't know if you guys ever seen a kid watch Star Wars and get to the, no, I am your father, and seeing the face, the look on their face when they find out that Darth Vader is their father. Listen, there's nothing better than that. I remember my youngest looking at me like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Like, is this for real?
I have a picture of my youngest. We're at Future Shop of all places, and it's on the TV, and she just sat down and was watching it, and I took a picture of the reveal, and she's just like mesmerized by the screen. She was so into it. So yeah, absolutely. Spoilers from 1981 or 1980 or whenever Empire came out. Spoilers.
Yeah. So here's what I think. If you're watching Star Wars for the first time and you're intent on watching through the whole thing, I think you need to watch them in order they came out. I completely agree with that. There are certain reveals like the I am your father thing that gets spoiled if you watch it in order of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and blah, blah, blah. Or technically it would be 1, 2, 3, Han Solo, Rogue One, 4, 5, 6, Mandalorian, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. Is technically the order would be. Either way. I rewatched Star Wars the first 6. I'm not going to lie. I think we've had this discussion before. I am not a fan of the sequel trilogy.
Apparently, the dark side agrees with you. She just put in totally forgot about 7, 8, 9.
Yeah, exactly. I when I rewatch Star Wars, I don't watch 7, 8, 9.
Oh,
But
7's brilliant, but that's fine.
If I'm 7 was good. Don't get me wrong, it was good.
Yeah.
It was the best out of all of them. 8 and 9 were garbage. 8 specifically was garbage. Anyway, I don't want to get down. Listen, that's not the discussion right now.
Everyone agrees that 8 was
You
garbage.
can't start tossing out titles and then we're not going to discuss.
No. So if I sit down to rewatch Star Wars, because I rewatch Star Wars at least once a year, I will rewatch through everything but the sequel trilogy, and then I will watch them in order of the story. So I will watch 1, 2, 3, Rogue One, Han Solo, 4, 5, 6. But as a first-time viewer, I feel like you have to watch them in order that they came out. But that's the way I see it. Misa thinks 1, 2, 3 are crap. Hey, listen, you're referring Jar Jar Binks there. I can't argue with that. 1, 2, 3 had their bad parts. When I talk about the prequel trilogy, I always say number 2 is my favorite of the prequel, and everybody wants to shoot me because a lot of people's favorite movie out of all of Star Wars is Episode 3, which I don't like what they did to Anakin in Episode 3. It was too abrupt. It was too... The turn was too fast if you didn't watch the Clone Wars. So
the problem is it's Nick, right? So Nick is part of our generation, and for our generation, the prequels were not good, right? Like that's not. But if you talk to anybody that's between the age of 20 and 30, they're going to tell you 1, 2, and 3 are that's their favorite trilogy.
For sure, that's because they grew up on it. Yeah,
exactly right.
Exactly.
So a lot of that is, and there are kids right now that love the new trilogy, like that love the sequels. So it's a generational. That's the appeal of Star Wars. There's something for everybody, right?
Bakari Cosplay again says, I think I might watch chronologically now that I've seen them all and doing a big marathon. I mean, I do that, like I said, at least once a year. It's a great way to watch them. Once you know the story, it's a great way to watch the story.
Where does Clone Wars fit in? Is that between
2 and 3?
Between 2 and 3, okay.
Yeah. The last season of Clone Wars happens at the same time as Episode 3.
Oh,
so
right.
Order
66.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Order 66 is the last story arc of the Clone Wars. Thanks for watching this Geek Boutique podcast snippet. If you'd like to listen to the full episode, head on over to either geekboutique.podbean.com or your favorite podcast platform of choice. Please make sure you click that like and subscribe button, and don't forget to also click the notification bell. That way you'll make sure you never miss an upload. But that'll be it for today. Stay geeky, everybody. I'll see you next time.